All right, we are done with our game grid. Now we should start building the site panel where we will eventually display the game genres. When the user clicks on a specific genre, the games will be filtered by that genre. Again, we'll build this feature step by step. So first, we just want to focus on fetching the genres. So let's add a new component called genre list. Now to fetch the genres, we're going to create a hook similar to the one we created for fetching the games. So here in the project, in the hooks folder, let's add a new file called usegenres.ts. In this module, we define a function called usegenres and export it at the end. Now this hook is going to be very similar to the hook we created earlier. So to save time, I'm going to go to use games and copy the code in this function and paste it into our new hook. All right. Now, I know that we currently have some code duplication, but for now, we don't want to worry about that. We just want to move one step forward and finish this task. Once we have a functioning application, we can come back and refactor our code to remove any duplication. Okay. Now, let's remove these errors. So we're going to import the state hook. Now, instead of the game interface, we're going to use the genre interface. So let's define an interface called genre. Now, let's see what properties we need here. So back to the documentation of ROG API. Here we have an endpoint for fetching the genres. Now, look, here in the response, we have 4 properties: count, next, previous, and results. This is very similar to fetching the games, right? Now, in the results, we have genre objects. Each genre has properties like ID, name, slug, and so on. So for now, let's just add a couple properties here: ID of type number and name of type string. Now here we replace the game interface with genre. Good. Next, we rename this variable to genres and the function to set genres. Okay, everything else is good. Now we should import the effect hook. Lovely. We should also import our API client. Now we need an interface called fetch genres response. Again, some code duplication, but we don't want to worry about it at this point. So let's define another interface called fetch genres response. Here we're going to add a couple properties like count of type number and results of type genre array. And then we use this interface right here, fetch genres response. Now the endpoint should be changed to genres. Everything else is good. We also need to import cancel error. Lovely. And we are done here, except the last part. So when I renamed games to genres, VS Code made this update, which is not right. So with this syntax, we are assigning genres to the games property. We don't want to have the games property here, so let's remove this. We just want to return genres, error, and is loading. Lovely. Now, let's go back to our genre list. We use our new hook here. Then we get the genres. Now, at this point, we don't want to worry about the loading state or the error. We just want to render a basic list of genres. So here we return a UL. Then we grab our genres and map each genre to a list item. We set the key to genre.id. And for the text, we render genre.name. Pretty straightforward. Now let's add this component to our app component. So we go to app.tsx. And here in the site section, we render a genre list component. Good. So here's what we get. Our application is working. So let's make a commit, and then we'll come back and refactor our code. So for this commit, I'm going to say fetch the genres.